Good morning, y'all, y buenos dias. So for today's video, I wanted to chat a little bit about the importance of letting your children be bored. This may seem like super counterproductive, but if y'all are interested, then keep on watching. So I've got Quali right here, está dormido, and so that's why I'm talking like super low. So I apologize if the audio is kind of off. But I really wanted to talk a little bit about how important it is to not fill in every moment of our children's day with a pre-structured, pre-thought-out activity or event. It is so important for them to find themselves in these moments of boredom, of how we see it to be boredom, but for them just unstructured free play. Those are the moments where their creativity really gets going. It's the moments where they really find who they are. And so if we as parents are overscheduling and overworking our kids, really, we are not allowing them to flourish in those moments. If you ever see your child just so enriched in really what we see as nothing, right? They could be twiddling with a leaf or really just staring out or just daydreaming, right? Like we in our modern Western ideal see that as useless. We see that as being non-productive, but really it's the moments where they are being enriched by themselves. And so we really need to take a step back and see if we're overstimulating our children with schedules, with rigidity in our own way, because sometimes we forget that our children should have a say in how their day goes. We're super fortunate to have the liberty to go outside. We're very privileged in that way. And so Luna gets tremendous amounts of hours in the day for unstructured play, for just free for all of us just walking in the creek or her just exploring the garden. She'll just go in there and she'll be holding Quali's hand and she'll just be, pointing at the bugs, talking about the leaves. She'll just be, doing her own thing. And again, in our modern society, we see that as useless. We see that as, she could be doing something more productive. And so it's really important for us to sit back and kind of reevaluate what we value, reevaluate what we see as worth. And that can be really challenging because then it also makes us reflect on ourselves. It makes us have to take a moment and see how at times we only value our own worth based on the productivity that we've had on that day. I know that I have a huge issue with that. I have an issue with looking at my to-do list and seeing whether or not I was of value to the world today. And really that's not how we should see it, and definitely not how we should see it with our children. We have that tendency to want to checklist everything, and we don't do it from a point of malice. We don't do it from a point of trying to be negative. A lot of the times we do it for good. We do it with the intentions of wanting to enrich our children's lives by putting them in sports or putting them in art classes or whatever the case may be. But sometimes our children, as much as they do need that, they also need the opposite, which is nothing. They need to be able to lie around and, mosey around and maybe find a book or maybe just find a cup and they're like observing it. Sometimes the things that they get most, entranced with are just simple everyday things. And so I think it's really important for us as the parents, us as the guardians, us as the adults in these children's lives to kind of notice that, because again, all of that stems from us. And so, yeah, it's very important for them to have this kind of boredom, the moments to be able to just freely think and not have an agenda. But yeah, that was just something that I really felt needed to be talked about, because sometimes I'm a very scheduled person, right? I very much enjoy my schedule, but I see it more as a rhythm. We have a daily rhythm that we go along with, but Luna has and Kuali too has great amounts of moments throughout the day to just freely be, that are not structured, that we don't have an activity set, that it's just really like just be. And those are really, really important, and we should also try to include those moments for ourselves as well. I know that that can be really difficult to find the time and the capacity to do that as the adults around, but it's something that we should really work towards. But yeah, that's just something that I wanted to talk about. As always, if y'all have any comments or questions, head over to my Instagram. Let's go, Mati, for watching, and I'll talk to y'all later.